Hello, hello everybody, it's Girl Got Game, and we've got some cheerful music with a blast from the past as we go and do one of Elt's bad endings that we were not able to do first time around. So this should be fun to do again. Thankfully, I've got my trusty dusty walkthrough to help us get through this. So, to get this extra Elt bad ending, you need to actually go into Ulrich's route to get it. So, I had made a save before, right when you pick between the two. So now I need to pick he's just my boss. So that will get us into Ulrich's route. But we're gonna get ELTCREED's additional bad ending. That's the plan anyway. And of course we'll get to hear these boys' awesome themes again. So I'm more than okay with it. Alright, Ulrich, what am I saying to you right now? Ooh, you're more of a child than I am. That's a down. We're the same age. If anything, you're more of a child than I am.
What?
Look how you get upset at every little thing. And you don't take the job you were assigned seriously. It's obvious. You are more of a child than I am. Damn, we started this with dunking on Ulrich, alright. Well, no punches pulled, no bad endings gained, I guess. Oh man, the memories are coming back as we're like skipping through things. I'm just like, oh yeah, and then this happened, and then that happened. Alright, poor man. Well, he definitely won't like this, because he's a street smart kid. Yep. Poor man.
Poor man?
Yes. There were divides in terms of wealth and class in the Heights as well, but a certain standard of living was guaranteed to all citizens. Nobody has to live on the streets there.
Wow, nice. Wonderful system and all that. But don't tell them you pity them, okay? That's self-centered. Some of these people choose to live on the street, and others are quite proud of making it here. Everyone does what they can. Pitying them ignores what they might feel about their situation. Don't do it. The pity of someone who's had more luck is just depressing.
Sorry. Ulrich is right. I shouldn't pity them without hearing their story. This is actually especially apt considering Ulrich lived on the streets for a time himself. Alright, so what is it this time? I want to help anyway when he was being attacked. Yeah, that's definitely a down for Ulrich. Why shouldn't I help him? I have my sword.
It would work, I think, but think of what happens afterwards. The head of the Valentine Bank employs you. Elt isn't making much of it, but the discrimination against people from the Heights is a delicate issue. If you mess this up, it blows up in Elt's face. I don't really care what happens to you, but I care about what happens to him. He pays my bills, you know.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's all it is.
I can't let you do this. Don't fight what you can't change.
I don't care about Elt at all, but I mean, he does pay my bills, so... be kind of a bad thing if something bad happened to him, is all I'm saying. Right. I think this was about like, oh, you guys are getting along now. Ooh, I gotta say I hate Ulrich. I don't want to say I hate Ulrich. Sorry, Ulrich. Ooh, brutal. We're not getting along. I hate him.
I hate her too. I hate her so much I could die.
You look rather alive to me.
Shut up. It's just a figure of speech, idiot.
Oh, we're both so tsundere to each other. Bet she's still getting under your skin, even though she said she hated your guts. I'm curious how this ending is gonna go, and how it's from Elt's perspective is exactly. I think this was having him show me around, potentially. Hold on. Oh, this is about learning how to shoot. Right, I forgot we learned how to shoot a gun, and, well, I mean, we tried to, but Cyrus has zero talent for it. I don't think I can do that. I'm going to learn from Ulrich? I don't think this is going to work.
Aw, that's so sad. Are you going to run back to your room now? Are you going to stop?
She isn't. I think Ulrich isn't a monster, my knight. He won't expect things you can't do. Please try.
You think, idiot.
I don't think he's a monster. I'm like at least 82% sure he's not a monster. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Alright, seeing stuff from Ulrich's perspective again. Getting teased mercilessly by ELTCREED as he sits on your face. He's like, ah, I wonder where Ulrich is. I'm under here, you big oaf. I miss these two. Their banter is so good. It's funny, their stories are probably the weakest writing-wise, but their banter and everything made me miss them in all the other routes. I'm like, man, I miss Libralitas. So what was this about Ulrich being attractive? Oh, he likes to keep secrets, right. Well, how rude. I think it's rude that he would hide something from you, ELTCREED.
Do you? I don't really mind. Ulrich and I have very different attitudes towards other people. Besides, his life is a lot more human than mine.
What do you mean?
I can't tell you that. I shouldn't have blurted that out.
Sips wine non-suspiciously. Anyway, delightful dinner we're having. Not as good as the pasta I make at home, of course, but still. Ah, Vice. It's been a while. My heterochromia friend. Please don't kill me again. At least give me some variety in this. Okay, so we're gonna get thrown into the pit of despair. Then Ulrich's gonna come rescue us. How many more options do we have? Well, I've got 3 more, I think. So we're making our way. Okay, I have to do this. What am I saying this to? I thought my arm would rip off. Well, it damn well should have. How rude. Maybe it should have ripped off.
Is that how you talk to the guy who saved you? You'd be back in there. If you like that place, it's fine, I guess. I know how to open it, so I can let you back down. I wish you many years of happiness.
Hold on. I don't want to go back there. Never again.
I guess not. I've never gone down, but I can imagine what it's like. Anyway, I'm glad we got you out.
Yeah. Thank you, Ulrich. Aw, see, you guys can be pleasant to each other if you just let it happen. But of course, I can't let that happen. We did that before. It's time to move on to bad endings with this guy. Somehow. Some way, somehow. Don't know when. I don't know how. Okay. So this is one that we've done before in another bad ending, apparently. What are you doing here? Okay, one more option left to go. And then we get that bad ending for ELTCREED. If I remember correctly, I think the next one is like one of 2. There's only 2 options to pick. I was like, oh, this is probably a big choice. Yep. It's one of the two. And this led to a bad ending, a different bad ending before. Okay, we're gonna tell the truth and betray Ulrich's trust again, because that worked out really good for us before. Alright, now we just wait for nature to take its course and lead us to whatever bad ending this is. Wherever it happens. Okay, things are being shaken up again. Vice be vicing. Oh, we're seeing something from ELTCREED's perspective. We've stopped skipping. Okay, alright. Oh, we didn't stop skipping. How come it... Usually when it loads that slowly, it's because something's changed, but apparently not. Huh, okay, so this played out like the good ending this time. Interesting. Okay, so it's here. So it played out mostly like the good ending. So what was the last thing that happened? So Ulrich ran away. ELTCREED got shot. And he wanted us to look for him and bring him back to our side. But she's saying no. Okay. Gotcha. No. I can't do that. Oh, actually, before we even do this... Okay, so everything's negatory, which I'm not surprised with all the down options we picked. Okay. I crouched down next to ELTCREED and took the first aid kit from my pocket. I need to treat your wound, even if it isn't life-threatening.
To think that you would refuse my order.
I'm sorry, but you hired me as your bodyguard. I need to prioritize your life above everything else. Please understand that.
Don't make me regret hiring you.
I nodded and took off his jacket and shirt to inspect his wound. The bullet had passed through his shoulder and stained his shirt red. The bullet passed through. You're undoubtedly going to survive, but it's going to scar.
I see. It makes me sad that I damaged the body given to me by my parents.
I disinfected the wound and applied bandages. Put pressure on the wound, then wrap the bandages around it. Done! As long as you don't make any wild movements, this should stay in place.
Thank you very much. You seem to have experience with this.
I often had to bandage wounds when I was a police officer.
I see. I can picture you doing that. Another rumble. I have a bad feeling about this. You need to find Ulrich. If he's truly a member of Rafala, he must know what they're doing. But I don't know where he could be.
You don't?
Of course not. He's as free as the birds. Whenever I offend him, he disappears into some nook or cranny I don't know about.
A place ELTCREED doesn't know about. I know! The secret library place.
This place is built with curious architecture. Very interesting.
You've never been here?
No, I didn't know this existed. What is it?
How did you come here in the good ending to save our butts then? If you didn't know this existed, unless you're just really playing dumb and I've forgotten at how good you are at playing dumb. I don't really know. There's a large library at the end of this path. I suspect Ulrich is there.
I can't let you go there.
Vice.
I can't have you stop that machine. You have to die here.
No way! I drew my sword and raised it at Vice.
Ha 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 ha! Are you stupid? How is that going to work at this distance?
The distance was roughly 5 meters. Wind speed was... No matter how fast I ran, he was probably going to pull the trigger. What should I...
This.
I was like, well, lucky for you, I brought a man with a gun to a gunfight, so I didn't have to bring my own gun. ELTCREED drew his gun and disengaged the safety in one swift motion.
What?
Yeah, I guess you weren't expecting that, were you, Vice? Before Vice had a chance to aim his gun at him, he had shot him. Hooray! I wasn't shot this time and left to flow down the stream.
Nah!
When his gun hit the ground, I ran towards him. I slammed into him and restrained him.
Let go, you stupid broad!
I tied his hands behind his back. He was bleeding.
I was going to aim for the place you shot me in, but I didn't want to be in the same league as you. We're even, though.
ELTCREED looked at Vice and kicked his gun away. The pistol tumbled over the ground and fell into the pool.
Now that we have you in custody, we can look for Ulrich.
The rumbling. Wrong show, Cyrus. This isn't Attack on Titan.
It must be stronger here underground. But why is it so frequent?
Haha. This is old technology from the founders. The fairies.
Technology?
Yeah. The kid you kept like a domestic pet can make earthquakes happen. It's going to damage the base of the lift so that we can finish off the heights. That was the plan. But you ruined it, asshole.
I suppose I did, although it's still active. Thank you for the information. Make him stand up.
Okay. Stand up, Vice.
What are you making me do?
You can't tell. You're going to Ulrich with us.
Like hell
Oh, you will, boy. I'm quite irritated right now. Don't provoke me. Lead the way.
Vice Gavazel.
What?
That's my name. Don't call me boy.
I see. But I don't care. Go.
Boy. I'll call you boy again as many times as I like.
Elt. And...
Ulrich.
I didn't know you had such a nice room. You're a strange one, Ulrich.
what do you want?
You can't tell?
ELTCREED pushed Vice out and kicked him to the ground.
Vice!
He told us the gist of what's going on. Stop the earthquakes, Ulrich.
Don't! Do you want to be his lapdog forever, Ulrich?
Damn. You brought him all the way here just to shoot him in the head in front of Ulrich? Whew. I forgot how stone cold Elt can be. ELTCREED cut off Vice by shooting him in the head.
Ah!
It looks like he was right. Sacrifices have to be made. How prescient.
ELTCREED ran his fingers over his gun and leveled it at Ulrich. ELTCREED!
Shut up. Ulrich stopped the machine. You're a smart man. You know what this would mean. Ulrich!
Fine. I will if you do me one favor.
Of course. Anything you ask.
Really?
Yes, I will do anything for this town.
I see. Thank you.
Ulrich spun around and touched the earthquake machine. With practiced motions, he entered numbers into a panel. Oh, and there it goes.
It's over. You know, I was never serious about this.
About your support for them. Then why?
You wouldn't understand. You just wouldn't. My life needed a reason.
A reason for your life?
Yeah. Meeting Elt changed my life. I could live comfortably and without many worries. Because of the poverty I'd come from, it made me happy, as if my struggles had finally paid off. But I lost myself and my own life along the way. All I did was do as you told me to, relying on you for everything. All I had to do was obey. I didn't recognize myself anymore. I understand why my mother turned the Valentine's help down once. She wanted to be herself, even if it was so much harder. I was lost and didn't know who I was anymore. Then Rafala talked to me. They needed me as a descendant of the founders or something. I thought it was ridiculous. Attacking the Heights? Impossible. And even if it could be done, it was too risky. I thought it was stupid. But I couldn't get away from them. I couldn't ignore them. I enjoyed doing something you didn't know about. We did a fair bit together. I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's true. You're the biggest fool in this whole farce, Ulrich. Don't talk about me like I denied you your individuality.
Yes. I'm probably the biggest idiot here.
Ulrich smiled and looked at the ceiling. I'm trying to remember if I've ever seen that look on his face before. He just looks like sadly resigned.
Yeah. I can't really think of anything else. Elt. Do your part of the bargain and shoot me.
What?
What are you talking about, Ulrich?
My ancestors were engineers. They made this in case the Heights weren't needed anymore at some point. The only people able to operate this thing or crack the cipher are the fairies. There'll probably be more like Vice who want to use it for something bad. I can't let that happen. But I don't have the courage to kill myself. So please. ELTCREED Valentine. I want you to bury Ulrich Fairy. That's my request.
But... ELTCREED fell silent. He merely regarded Ulrich silently. His expression was inscrutable to me.
You once told me that you were going to trust me no matter what had happened, and that you wanted me to trust you too. So, I want to be able to trust you here. Show me that you'll do what I want.
What if I say no?
Then I'm leaving and never coming back. We'll never talk again.
That's the same end result from my perspective.
Yes. But if you shoot, I can die trusting you. There can be an end to this. There are a lot of documents here from the first generations. They worked really hard to build the town. But knowledge alone doesn't make anybody happy. Often it does the opposite. Guns are the best example.
Ulrich drew his gun and threw it towards ELTCREED.
The fairies invented that. Look how much blood it shed. Some people say it's the people's fault and not the guns, but there aren't many other uses for it, really. I can't erase guns from the world. This foolish invention of the fairies will continue to haunt mankind. But there is something I can erase. The knowledge of all these generations inside me.
And he wants to die to erase it. No, Ulrich, don't die. Parting ways with ELTCREED would be hard, but one day you can make up and be friends again. If you die, it's all over. You'd never meet again. Are you really sure about that? I don't want that. I want you to live. ELTCREED, you think so too, right? ELTCREED!
Ulrich, what's your stance?
The same. I want you to kill me.
I understand.
But why? Are you sure about this, ELTCREED? Can you live with this?
My own feelings are irrelevant. The Valentines fulfill the desires of the fairies. That is all. That's the birthright Ulrich and I share. Cyrus, please step outside.
But
Please.
the birthright they share. There seemed to be some history between them I couldn't understand. And I'm not allowed to interfere in that? I shook my head in frustration. Then I nodded. I walked past Vice, sprawled out on the floor, and towards the door. Ulrich?
You know, I don't think I hated you. You annoyed me, but I liked being with you. Bye-bye, Cyrus.
Wow. Even though we had no affection with him at the end, he's like, I did like you, you know? Is this really how it was supposed to end? This was just not how... Ulrich! Oh man, that's how it ends! And roll the credits. Man. Man. What an ending. Sorry, I'm like, I should probably be talking about this ending, but I'm just kind of processing what... There's like... I'm kind of glad. I know that, like, if I had done this in the moment, like right after finishing Ulrich's route originally, I would remember more of the story, like the main story going into this. But I remembered most of it, like enough to remember the gist of what was going on. But I'm kind of glad I've done this ending after doing everything, because I have so much more context. I feel like I have a lot more context for the relationship between Elt and Ulrich, and it makes this ending more impactful because of all the time spent with the two of them. Even in other routes. Like, just seeing the camaraderie they have in other routes, and knowing, because of doing both their routes and all the endings, the birthright that they share together. But just thinking about what it means for Ulrich to ask Elt to shoot him, and for Elt to acquiesce to his request, is like, I just have a lot of feelings about it. Because I'm like, I understand both of them. I understand why Ulrich asked Elt, and I understand why Elt agreed. And I don't think either of them would have been happy if Elt had refused to, in a way. It just, oh man, it just majorly sucked. I'm also thinking about, after doing Yune's route and how important the fairies were to Yune, and that Ulrich's like the last descendant of the fairies. Like, the whole fairy line is gone now. Someone that meant so much to Yune, his line has just ended. And all that knowledge is gone. It's just... like, even Yune can't be helped now, because Ulrich is dead. So that box is gone. He'll never get the key, even if he wanted to. And there's just so much more bigger implications for the depths and the heights with Ulrich being dead. Oh, man. And then the personal relationship aspect. Good grief. Oh, sure, give me one more perspective. Yep, carry on, game. Just keep going through Fieldstown. It's fine. I didn't need this heart. I'll just replace it with a godstone, move on with my life. Oh, is this back when Ulrich's mom came and she's like, why don't you go run off? And Elt went to go find him. Oh, man.
They told me he's in the garden, but where? Is he even in here? Oh. I saw him in the beautifully tended garden, a boy in dirty tatters. He was standing motionless over some flowers. Good morning. The boy flinched when he heard my voice.
Look at these beans! Look at these beans! I'm gonna cry. Look at how small and precious they were. Look, a little angry boy over here and this prince. Oh my goodness. I also love that they were like close in the height here and then Elt like just shot up majorly. That's great. Oh no, my heart. Ugh.
Slowly he looked at me, tense, fearful, and on edge. All I did was say hello. I held my hand out to him. I'm ELTCREED Valentine. I'm 13. I live here in this building.
Huh.
The boy looked away and back at the flowers. He could have at least told me his name. Do you like flowers?
I don't know. But they can't hurt me.
I see. I didn't know anything about the kind of life he'd lived. I didn't feel like I had any right to ask those questions during our first meeting either. But what am I going to do now? He's a lot younger than I am. What do you do when you play with friends?
I don't know. I don't have friends.
He doesn't? Who doesn't have friends? I watched him gaze at the flowers and remembered the lyrics to a song.
Of course.
Lavender's blue, lavender's green. When I'm a knight, you shall be queen.
What's that?
A song. My mother used to sing it to me a lot before I went to sleep. She's dead now and I don't remember the melody.
Dead. My father's dead. My mother says so.
Ah, we're similar then.
No, we're not. I don't live in this big house. I don't have friends either. I don't have anything and I'm alone.
Then I'll be your friend.
Oh no! Man. The preciousity is... I feel like Une with the pain in my chest. Look upon them. They pinky swore. This even makes the ending more heartbreaking. Why? Why game? Why?
I'll be your friend. I'm going to trust whatever will happen.
I don't know what to say to that. I don't know you.
And I don't know you either. I don't even know your name. But I think we'll get along. I have a good feeling about this.
A good feeling, huh?
What else do you need?
Do people ever tell you that you're weird?
I smiled, undeterred. If you ever decide to trust me, that'll be enough. I want to be your friend. Tell me your name, alright?
I'm Ulrich.
Okay, nice to meet you, Ulrich.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, ELTCREED.
Ah, it got worse. It got worse. Ooh.
That's the first memory I have of Ulrich. He was always pretty impertinent. But I don't know what I did wrong to make him so foul-mouthed. Looking back, he carried around so much sorrow. These flowers were like that too. He stared at them for so long, and I never found out whether he liked them or not.
Are they white lilies? They look like white lilies. I like lilies too. ELTCREED. ELTCREED explained that Ulrich's mother had already passed away. We buried his body in the garden of the Valentine residence, near the flowers where they had first met.
He wished for this, but it's still difficult. I was supposed to attend to his well-being. And he was my friend. He wouldn't have wanted to be a steward, so we worked out a different dynamic between us. Besides, he was an excellent jack of all trades. I wonder what I'll do now.
It's my fault he's gone. He'd still be alive if I hadn't told you the truth back then. I regret it very much. But I would probably do it again. I can't lie to you, ELTCREED. You're my employer. I will devote all I have to you so I can make up for his loss. I don't know how well I can do it, but I'll try to replace him in the intelligence work he did.
I appreciate the sentiment, but what about your guard duties?
Oh, that. I will do that. Don't worry.
You can't do both, surely. But I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm not going to forget the dead, but I can't stand still. The world doesn't wait for me. Time goes on and dawn will break. The future will arrive. Stagnation means death. The living must press on in order to survive. We'll be even busier now. I hope you can support me in that.
I will. I, Cyrus Testella, will serve ELTCREED Valentine with all I have. I promise that I will do all I can to fill the void he left behind.
Cyrus, I'm glad to have you. I'm glad Ulrich brought you to me. I want you to live with me and watch the future I will build unfold in his stead. Thank you, my knight.
I have a lot to process. One-winged bird. Well, I'm sufficiently sad. Did I get all my pictures now? I did. Okay, so that is the one didn't count as ELTCREED. Was it an Ulrich's? No. Oh yeah, there it is. There's one. Okay. So that counts for Ulrich more than ELTCREED. I guess that would have been a big moment. His first friend. Ah, I was like, is that an other? No, it's not an other. It's an Ulrich's. Nah. Alright, well, now I know what that extra bad ending was. Poor Ulrich. Poor everybody. I'm So sad. Alright, well guys, thank you for joining me for that extra bad ending of ELTCREEDs. Next time we have Ulrich's extra bad ending, so I guess we'll see what sadness awaits us over there, and hopefully I'll see you then.